Right. When we get started in about a minute, really like 8 minutes, I'm riding to the property that I want to see it out, see what it looks like. The address is 2186 Flowers. Reported technical issue. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we got. So I reported technical problem. So I should be at the property at 12:08. So you can come back then, or you can hang out with me now. Says we're having a technical problem. So let's see what we got. All right, are we still live? We're telling followers that you started the video. Started around 12:08, 12:09. I'm riding to this property, 2186 Flowers, 2186 Tiger Flowers Drive. I just posted it. It is here in Atlanta for $25,000. I don't know if we're rocking and rolling today. If anybody can see this, let me know. I keep getting technical issue problems. Can I not go live while riding on a bike? I'll show y'all what I'm looking like. I'm heading to 2186 Tiger Flowers Drive Northwest. I just posted it. So if you want to take a look at it, there's a property here in Atlanta that's $25,000. About to put you guys down for a sec. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Now let me. Hopefully, I'll be there in about 5 minutes, and then we can take a look at what a $25,000 house, what the neighborhood, what we think we can do just from the numbers. We're over here by one of the water stations. hand signals. Oh, neighborhood doesn't look bad, if this is any kind of indication. That one right there has a lockbox on it and some paperwork in the window. Wholesaler problem. It's looking pretty good. It's a nice looking neighborhood. How far? Well, I'm not sure exactly how far. I know it should only be about a couple more minutes. That one looks like that could be potential. There's a nice one right there on the hill. That's nice. Put in the driveway. Maybe I can put on that. What's up, good people? It's Franklin Frank Financial Brown. I posted a house that's $25,000 in Atlanta. I decided to ride a bike over here. The house is about 4 miles away from the apartment complex. So I said, hey, let's do it, you know? So let's see what we got. Is this my turn right here? I think this is my turn right here. I'll show you guys where we're at. Okay, in about a half mile we'll be there. It looks like they're getting busy there. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, we got a bando right there. The blue one. It's a bando. 2237. This is driving for dollars. Whoops, I'm facing the wrong way. My bad. My bad. Let me turn you guys around. There we go. We got the trappers. Ooh, we got the pit out there. Woo. See, the dog tried to get me. Feet. Look at that one up there. They got the scaffold, so they're getting busy. Right, so it looks like this is our street right here, Tiger Flowers, and the address is 2186. That's 81. Here's something right here. Oh, there it is right there on the left. So it looks like it's on a crawl space. Looking for cracks in the crawl space in the foundation here. Hopefully we ain't scaring nobody. Look. Okay, this looks like maybe an addition. Hold on. Let's go take a little look. Hopefully nobody calls the police. Ooh. It's uglier than it looks in the pictures. Damn sure uglier. This is $25,000 here in Atlanta. Nice size lot too. I'm not mad at the lot. Let's see if we can get a look. Oh, that's not bad, huh? That's not bad at all. It's not bad at all in there. Let me zoom you guys out. So this house right here, I put the address up. It's 2186. They want $25,000 for it right here in Atlanta, right in the A. 25,000. 2186 Tiger Flowers. Look like they're gonna get busy. Something going on over here. I don't know what's up with this, but they got the little pack rat thing, you know. Potential. But there was a house 2 months ago sold for $159,000 right over here, same square footage and everything. The roof don't look too old. It looked like maybe under it they may have did a doesn't look as flat as it should be, but you know, I have to hop up there and take a look. Let me see if the door is open. $25,000. So thank you for joining. Not recently, hell, December of 2023, I bought a house in Augusta for $23,000. I put $56,000 into it, and now it's worth $143,000. Same thing can be done right here in Atlanta. $25,000. Let's say you had to put in $80,000. So, and you negotiate it down to $20,000. They're asking $25,000, you give them $20,000, you put $80,000 into it, and then you sell it for $160,000. You know, $60,000 a good profit for something that, you know, hopefully you're hiring a contractor and not doing it yourself. You know, pay a contractor $80,000. Where do you get the money from? Probably get it from a hard money lender on something like this. You know, this ain't bad. You know, let me see, were you here? Let me see, what's your name? Let's see, I forgot what the, can't be fucked with. CBFW. All right, Miss can't be fucked with. Were you able to see the inside? Let's see, I'm gonna show you the inside again. Look at that. Looks like they start running electrical already. We're trying. It does not smell too bad. You know, not like there is some mold over there on the wall, but that sheetrock can be replaced. It looks like they got new duct run for HVAC. It don't look too bad. This house is $25,000 here in Atlanta. Like I said, I probably try to make my budget around $80,000. You know, I bring some contractors out here and let's see if this door is open. Oh, that door's locked too. But yeah, $25,000. I showed you guys yesterday the house I bought for $25,000. I put $56,000 into it. It's worth $143,000. That's a $62,000 equity play. If I sell it, probably put about 50 something in my pocket. You can do the same thing here. You can do the same thing here. Look at this. I'm gonna hop on down. For you guys that weren't with me, I rode my bike. I didn't ride my bike. I rode a bike over here. That little Uber bike. We're about 4 miles from the apartment. So that one looks like they have new windows in there. So somebody looked like they started to get busy. They just hadn't finished. And I'm not sure how new those windows are. You can tell they were new windows because of the stickers. But the stickers are starting to fade and fall down. So, you know, they've been here a minute. Look at all this stuff. I do not like rats and vermin and stuff like that, so I'm going to avoid the trash. But yeah, they put a new door on there. Let's see what we got. Damn, this is high. Let's see what we got. Ugh. See if the door's open. Sometimes, see how the door's just open? Look at that. Somebody living up in this bitch. Been eating avocados. I ain't gonna mess with their stuff just in case they in there. You know, sometimes you do run up into these spots and people be up in there. You know, that's why if you in Atlanta, you probably want to go with somebody. I just been doing this so long. You know, I've been walking up in spots so long that, you know, I lost the fear for it. But when I first began, you know, I used to be worried too, but not no more. So, I'm not sure if I move this app and I open up my Zillow. There's the house that sold for $159,000. It's close, but I need to see what the address is. Hold on. All right, are y'all still there? 2191 just sold for $156. 2191. I think it's this one right here, this white one. Let me turn y'all around. So this right here, I think it's 2691. Let me see if I can get the address. 2196. Put that in your Zillow. I think that bad boy sold for $156,000. So if you can get a house across the street for $25,000, put $80,000 into it. They're the same square footage. Now, the only difference between that one and this one is there's an additional bathroom, but it don't cost nothing, very little, to add a bathroom to something that already has the square footage. The house that I told you guys I bought for $25,000, when I first got it, it was a 3-1. I added that additional bathroom. That additional bathroom does wonders to the value. You know, you probably can add it up like an extra $15,000 for spending $5,000 for an additional bathroom. Yeah, so pull out your Zillows. The address is, I forgot the address, but I did post it. And I don't want to take you guys off the screen, but I did post it. Let me see if it's over here. Yeah. Hey, and when I rode in, I rode a bicycle over here. You know, the neighborhood is not, this is probably, I'm gonna ride back through, but this is probably I'll say the ugliest section there is. Coming in, it was nice. You know, this ain't bad though. This ain't bad at all, especially because we're in Atlanta. Even the person that bought the house renovated for $156,000. Where in America can you buy a house for $156,000, especially a metropolitan like Atlanta? So even at $156,000, owning the property is still a deal. But this right here for $25,000, this could be a winner for somebody. And for you guys who joined on late, okay, let's see. Or are we touring the apartment? Oh, you want to go see the apartment? All right, so we will tour the apartment today. Let's see. I'm about 4 miles away from the apartment. I will hop back on my bike. I'm not going to have you guys ride all that time with me because it was like 30 minutes. But I will show you this neighborhood real quick on the way out of here. Hold on for a second. Show y'all the neighborhood and then we'll go ahead and shut it on down. Any questions? Any questions? Yeah. I rode. Now, when I was at the apartment, I was going to paint the hallway. That's what I was going to do. But I know you guys didn't want to see me paint a hallway. but I need to paint the hallway and I need to paint the stairs. I did want to see this property. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm always honest, but I'm using that little phrase. If I wasn't putting my dough in to live free, give hope, oh, I'll buy this. This is an easy one for me. I was talking to my brother out in California, and he looked at the photos and he was scared. You know what I'm saying? He said it looked too rough for him, but this is light work right here. I'm not telling any of you guys to go ahead and get it or anything like that, but I may, hold on. Did I open up the front door or was it locked? No, that was across the street. Okay. Let's see. I'll show you guys this neighborhood. Let me turn you guys around as I come through. Now, there was a dog up here. Oh, shit. There's one. Hold on. I am not trying to get bit by no dog. Okay. You guys up off of here. Hold on for a second. Hold on. This shit is locked on here. A sec. There we go. All right. So, I'm just gonna do 2 pliers, but it does get better as we come through here. You'll see people have been putting in a little bit of money in there. Hey. You know, but this is nothing but opportunity. See, the other area was only ugly because it had the trash in the front. You get the trash out of there. I think the dog was over here. Show who it is. All right. That looks like that one's been recently renovated. That gray, that agreeable gray. And folks like to roll with that. All right, so here's a bando up here on the left. This blue one, somebody's there. Somebody working there. Somebody working on that thing right now. Saw him in the backyard. No, there's a nice one next door to it. Look at that one right there. That was nice. What's going on, bro? And look at that one. Told y'all, they got some nice ones in here. That's all you do. You can follow the trends. You do not have to be the first person in the neighborhood to get it started. Let's see. Yeah, you guys don't have to be the first one. Oh, there's an apartment complex. Hold on. I didn't even see this over here. Look at this. Ooh. All right, look at this. And look at that one right there for sale. But, all right, guys. So, this is my type of swag right here. Look at this. They're selling the whole building. I'm gonna see if I can screenshot this so I don't lose y'all. Wow, did that work? Yep. All right, so I'll give them a call and see what they're talking about. You got new AC units. Somebody that came in here and pimped this thing out. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to do to my building. Something like that. And look, there's still one right here in the middle. Opportunity. You know? This is nice. This is nice. A lot of years. How you doing, brother? Yeah. This is nice. Look at that. They took that right there and turned it into that. My wife gonna love that. She wants to put that wood on our building. We're thinking about putting stucco on it. But that is nice. I may take all of that. I may take that whole damn style. Would you guys like to see that at the apartment, at the Winter Circle? Oh, here's another one right here. Look at that. That one ain't bad either. What's going on? Look at that one right there. Nice little. All right, so that's a dead end. I need to turn around. Hey, it's crazy how a little wood can change the age of a building, you know? And wood lumber is, they say, it's expensive, but that's just relative to what you're doing, you know? Look at that. What is that? That's 3, 6. It looks like it's 6 units on each side, so you're looking at a 12-plex, a 12-unit apartment building. Bus stop right there in front of it. You know? I think I came from down Penelope. So the address to where we just came from was, I posted it. Take a look. I think it was 2186 Tiger Flowers. Look at this one. If you guys have your Zillow, pop it open and see what these houses are going for. See what that one, what was the address on that one? This is 2174, so that is, I don't know. Okay, so they're going up. So that won't be 78, 2178. Penelope. Look at that one right there. You know, a little paint, everybody loves that black and white. My apartment building, the winter circle, when I first got it, it was real ugly. And then I painted it an ugly blue. I should have did a little sample test, but I didn't. My wife told me to do a little sample test, but I didn't. And I painted it the ugly. If you put in the address 1545 Langston, it may pop up the ugly blue. It may pop up the ugly initial color. It was like a cream. I actually passed on it. I bought another. Ooh, that was nice right there too. Look at this. Look at that. That wood is nice there. It's a nice looking neighborhood. See, this is what I was telling you guys about. And then, remember we just talked about wholesalers yesterday? So if you're looking for a deal, if they got skills, they may have some deals. Now, a lot of times, people don't be about that action. But how I can tell if they're about that action, if I see multiple signs. If they just have one, then I know they ain't making no money. But if I see they sign all over this neighborhood, then I say, okay, then I'll call them up. I say, hey, I'm looking for a deal. That's it. It's as simple as that. I'm looking for a deal. They're in the business of just going to get deals. Look at this one right here. So when you see overgrown shrubs and grass and all that, if you're a wholesaler or as even an investor, you can find out. You just get the address and then go to the tax assessor's page, put in the address, and they'll tell you who owns it. You know, to give you the address on file. Sometimes a phone number, I believe a phone number, or you can get a skip tracer. You know, it's real easy to find people. You know, unless they have it like in an LLC or something. But you know, you send that out enough times, you do that enough times, you only need one house at a time. You know, I know the gurus out there have you thinking you need 100 houses, but you don't. Look at this one. This one's nice too. These are simple flips. You know? Yeah. Look at that. That's nice. I mean, it's large. Hey, so I just said it's large. I did show you guys that 5,000 square or 3,000 square foot house that I did. But normally, I don't mess with the big boys. I like my stuff around 1,200 square feet. I like stuff that first-time home buyers can buy and that people that can afford rent. When you get the high-end stuff, there's only so many people that can afford the high-end stuff. This is a nice neighborhood. Now, I don't know where the hell I'm at or where I'm going, so y'all can hang with me for a sec. I'm going to put in my address. My other phone died. Oh, man. I was on a scooter earlier. I think they call it a glide, and the back tire was flat. That's why I'm actually late getting over here. I tried to time it to 12. Let's see, Westlake area. I stayed on time. Okay, this is the Westlake area. Yeah, so do you know what the prices go up to over here in this area? What's up, Miraculous? Thank you for joining. We're over here in the Westlake area. We're about 4 miles away from the apartment building, the winter circle where we're giving away. Oh, check this out. So I was telling you guys about the signs. They got one on the ground right here. And these is old as hell too. They old as hell. Is this another one? So that's wholesaling. This is what we talked about. That's how you see people get in the game. They're really not buying houses. Oh, they got another one right here. I'm not mad at them. I'm gonna take a picture too, and we'll call them up and ask them if they have any deals. All right, we'll call them up maybe tomorrow. I'll figure out how to do all that cool stuff, and we'll call them up and ask them if they got any deals. All right. It's 12:31, and I do need to use this GPS to figure out where the hell I'm going. I'm gonna head back to the apartment, and we'll do a tour on the apartment. I know my wife is putting the blinds up today because the walls are plaster, cinder block. They were real hard to drill into in order to hang things. So we tried to do the adhesive stuff. And the blinds or the curtains that she's getting, they're so damn heavy that they kept falling and kept falling. So I had to get these, I had to drill in there. And I think we're good. So curtains are going up today. The TV, the outlet, we're doing something going, putting the outlet in the wall so it won't be a cord hanging down. I think we're putting one of those LED fireplaces in the bedroom. And hopefully I get most of this painting done. Paint the stairwell and maybe the steps. But I'll see you guys. I'll hop back on when I get to the apartment. We'll walk through it. I got hella leaves over there. You'll see all the work. Hey, and if anybody want to come and join, you know what I'm saying, to help out, feel free to do so. I'll be here all weekend. I am going to the HBCU All-Star basketball game. Bye. Representing the Bison. My daughter goes to Howard. My son goes to Morgan. HBCU. My wife went to Fort Valley. I went to Payne, but I didn't graduate. You know, I was in the army. I ain't got no excuses. I didn't graduate. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Bow. Yeah, I'm about to head back to the apartment. No, I'm from Cali. My wife is from Atlanta. She's from Bankhead. She went to Doug High School. She went to Fort Valley. She's Miss Fort Valley 2001. Yeah, I'm from Cali. The Army brought me out here, and I just, I've been back and forth, but, you know, this is a place, what I love about the South, you can get rich here. In California, you can get into real estate, but the price point is so much higher. Out here, I just showed you guys a $25,000 house. In California, you can't buy a damn cardboard box for $25,000. So, this is where it's at. Build your wealth here, and then go wherever you want to go. You know, I was living in Chattanooga. My daughter got offered a high school scholarship to play tennis up there. Man, and I loved it. I'll go back. But that's all I got for you guys. I will hit you when we get to the apartment complex. This is Frank Financial. Live free, give hope. This was a hoodie that we had on there, but I pulled it down. I'm just trying to keep it basic with the shirt, the other hoodie, you know, so we can keep this thing going. You know, it's not all about the dough, but in order to keep giving apartments away, of course, there got to be some dough. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.